Let's dive in. Number 10. The I'll take that off your plate trap. Monday, 9:12 a.m., open office hum, your coffee still too hot to drink. A senior swings by. You look swamped. I'll take the vendor emails off your plate. Lovely. Until your work starts reporting to them. This favor is a quiet land grab. Step 1. Remove a boring thread you won't miss. Step 2. Move themselves to the center of those decisions. Step 3. Present the outcomes as something they coordinated, which now makes them the default owner. Why it works. You feel relieved and grateful, so you don't notice the border shift. The brain loves short-term relief, and reciprocity nudges you to repay with updates, access, or credit. After 2 weeks, people say, "Ask Jenna, she runs vendors," even though you set up the entire system. How to counter without sounding ungrateful. Mirror the help, but lock the boundary. Appreciate it. Could you triage any urgent items and loop them back to me by end of day? I'll keep ownership and fold your notes into the plan. You keep the steering wheel, they get limited errands. If they insist on owning, reframe to project terms. That's part of the rollout I'm driving. Happy for you to cover Tuesday replies while I'm in training. Viewer challenge, count how many favors this week come with new visibility for the helper. Spoiler, more than you think. And if you thought that was subtle, number 9 turns gratitude into a leash. Number 9, the let me introduce you gate. Wednesday, 3:40 p.m., glass wall conference room. A colleague beams, "I'll introduce you to legal, they love me." The email goes out to a tiny audience with a framing label, "Looping in Maya, a rising junior I've been mentoring." Boom, status set. The room now meets you through their lens. Every time legal replies, they reply to your mentor. Why it works. Introductions are social currency. Your brain registers generosity and future access, so you tolerate the framing. Meanwhile, they're building a story. They are the bridge. You are the person who needs one. That story pays dividends at performance season. I've been sponsoring Maya with cross-functional exposure. Exposure they narrate, access they meter. How to accept the bridge without the leash. Thank them in the moment, then rewrite the frame in the very next reply. "Thanks, Devin. Great to meet you, legal. I'm driving the renewal project. Here are the decisions and dates. Happy to pull Devin in for context as needed." You didn't fight the favor. You recentered agency. Bonus move. Create your own sideways bridges next week so your network isn't a single toll road. And, if that felt political, number 8 is artful theft disguised as quality. Number 8. The quick review that rewrites history. Thursday night, 8:26 p.m., your deck is 95% done. A teammate pings, "Shoot it over, I'll give a quick review to make sure it lands." You send it. They return a version with light edits that mysteriously shifts the voice, inserts their examples, and relocates the punchline to their slide. In the meeting, they smoothly present the new narrative as a joint effort. Yours becomes scaffolding, theirs becomes the house. Why it works. The word review feels harmless. Also, sunk cost mind tricks kick in. You've already accepted the help, so you hesitate to roll back changes. In group settings, the brain credits the person who narrates the final draft, not the one who did the first 95%. How to keep quality help without losing authorship. Before you send, set the request size. I'm locked on structure, just sanity check typos and data labels. If they still rewrite, respond with calm specificity. Appreciate the polish, keeping the original story arc because it ties to the stakeholder map I own. I'll cherry-pick 2 of your lines. Then present the deck yourself and narrate the reasoning chain out loud. The person who owns the why usually owns the credit. And if you think that's slippery, number 7 weaponizes gratitude so you pay interest on a debt you never took. Number 7, the mind if I sit in, shadow chair. Friday, 11:02 a.m., Zoom waiting room spins. You're leading a partner check-in. A senior pings, "Mind if I sit in to support?" Support sounds harmless. They join camera on, mic hot, and within 5 minutes, they're clarifying your plan, answering questions directed to you, and volunteering to own follow-ups so this moves fast. The room now tags decisions to the loudest name, theirs. Why it works? Primacy and authority bias. The first confident voice sets the frame, and your brain relaxes when someone experienced volunteers. Reciprocity kicks in too. You feel you owe them space because they showed up. After 2 meetings, your project looks like their initiative with your effort as great execution support. How to accept help without giving away the chair, pre-wire the power. When they ask to join, reply, "Love the support. Agenda is set. I'm leading the discussion. Could you capture action items in chat and jump in on budget questions only?" Then open the call by stating roles out loud. "I'll facilitate and decide. Alex is here for finance context." If they start steering, use the parking lot move. "Good point. Capture that, Alex. For today's decision." Then close strong with your voice. Summary from me. We're committing to option B. I'll send the notes and owners. The person who frames the open and the close usually owns the middle. Call back to 9. Build your own bridges next week so you're not crossing theirs every time. If that felt surgical, number 6 borrows your voice so you disappear from the story. Number 6. The want me to wordsmith it. Voice borrow. Monday, 7:18 p.m., office lights thinning out. You're drafting a delicate update to the VP. A coworker strolls by. "Want me to wordsmith it?" "I talk to her all the time." You hand it over. The email that goes out is "From our team," sent by them, with you CC'd below the fold. The reply thread, "Where the decisions happen," now routes through their inbox. Your message shipped. Your name didn't. Why it works. Messenger effects. Stakeholders credit the sender, not the brainstorm. Also, friction math. It feels faster to let the fluent person send it than to push back and lose momentum. Once the first note sets tone and cadence, the room keeps addressing the same return address. Keep the polish, keep your name, flip the ask. "Could you mark up my draft in suggestion mode?" "I'll send." If protocol insists they send, script the header, per Maya's plan below, and require the reply to stay on you. Pro move. Attach your one page with decisions, dates, and owners so the content has your fingerprints. After it ships, you post the update in the project channel as you sent to VP, tracking actions here. Now the narrative lives in a place you control. Viewer challenge, search your inbox for "on your behalf," "looping in," and "per my note." Count how often your work traveled, without you. If that stung, number 5 smiles sweetly while rearranging the org chart during your vacation. Number 5. The "I'll cover while you're out," acting lead upgrade. 3 weeks before PTO, your color coding flights. A teammate slacks, "Don't worry about the Tuesday stand-up. I'll cover so you can unplug." Angelic. You set an O. Day 2, they escalate a dependency to their boss, rename the doc Q3 delivery, interim plan, and start hosting daily syncs. By Monday back, stakeholders say, "Great momentum while you were gone. Maybe keep Jordan as co-lead?" Your absence became a pilot of a new reality. Why it works. Visibility asymmetry. People see the person in the room, not the person on the calendar. Add status quo bias. Once a temporary structure runs for a week, it feels normal to keep it. Gratitude muddies protests. Complaining after a favor sounds petty. Fortify before you fly. Publish a coverage map with you as DRI, others as backups with narrow scopes. Pin it in the channel and calendar invites. Pre-schedule 2 artifacts that speak in your voice, a week plan email and a Friday recap template that the backup fills, but you author. Ask for escalations to route to the team channel, not a private DM, so the paper trail stays public. On return, send a back-in-seat note with decisions, wins, and next moves. Then update the doc title back to the original. You're not yanking credit. you're resetting the baseline. Call back to 8. Present the why out loud at the next stand-up. The owner of the reasoning owns the room. And if you thought vacation was risky, number 4 turns just helping with hiring into a talent empire. Number 4, the happy to help with hiring. Talent empire. Tuesday, 2:15 p.m. Conference room smells like dry erase markers and anxiety. You're building a hiring panel. A senior swings by. Happy to help. Want me to join interviews so we raise the bar? Bar raiser sounds noble. 2 days later, they've written the rubric, suggested who should be on the panel, and booked a pre-brief where they define what strong looks like in their image. Candidates leave thinking they're the hiring manager. Referrals flow to their inbox first. By offer time, the team says, let's see what Priya thinks, even though you opened the rec. Why it works. Hiring looks like a chore, but it's the purest power. Whoever controls the pipeline controls tomorrow's org map. Your brain is grateful for help with scheduling sludge, so you don't clock the strategic land grab. Add halo bias. Bar raiser equals decider in most people's heads. Keep the help, keep the helm. Publish a crisp scorecard you authored, must, should, nope. Name yourself DRI in the kickoff, I'll run calibration and final call, and require all feedback as written notes in the ATS before any debrief. No side slacks, no wink-nod vibes. In the live debrief, you speak first on structure and last on the decision. Everybody else speaks from their notes, not memory. If they try to reframe midstream, I've seen 10 of these hires. Park it. Capture that as context. We'll stick to evidence. Meanwhile, build your bench. Source 2 candidates per week and set a standing 20-minute talent scan you lead. Empire meets Republic. And if that felt like empire building, number 3 is politics performed in a whisper. Number 3, the I'll socialize your idea whisper tour. Thursday, 4:47 p.m., elevator doors closing. Your dashboard idea is brilliant, a peer says. Let me float it with product counsel so it lands. You exhale. A week later, they return with a verdict from the invisible room. People love it, but to risk, I'll co-lead and present on your behalf. Or worse, the room isn't ready. Translation, your idea was rewritten into theirs and is now strategic alignment. Why it works. First story wins. The earliest framing becomes the map in everyone's head, and absent the author, the messenger becomes the author. Risk-averse brains love a proxy because it spreads blame. You feel indebted for the sponsorship, so you accept a leash you didn't see. Turn whispers into receipts. Pre-wire yourself. Send a one-pager with problem, stakes, options, and your recommendation, with your name on the footer, and ask for a 15-minute slot on the actual agenda. If they insist on floating, give the exact sentence, please share this. Maya is proposing a weekly exec dashboard. She'll present options A-B next Tuesday. Then post your doc link in the Psych Leadership channel so the story lives in daylight. If feedback boomerangs through them, reply in channel, great notes, logging them on the doc. I'll bring the trade-offs next council. Viewer challenge. Find one idea currently stuck in Socialize purgatory and ship a public artifact tonight. And if you thought rumor carrying was bad, number 2 wraps itself in mentorship and quietly rewires your loyalties. Number 2, the I'd love to mentor you. Loyalty swap. Monday, 4:06 p.m., quiet corner near the kombucha tap. A senior smiles. I'd love to mentor you. Let's do a weekly one-to-one. I'll give you visibility. Sounds like a golden ticket. Week 1, they coach you onto a small win on their roadmap. Week 2, they ask for quick eyes only on a sensitive deck. Week 3, they're forwarding your notes to their boss with, coaching Maya to drive this. You're learning, true, but you're also becoming a satellite in their orbit. Come performance time, they narrate your wins as proof of their leadership. Your manager hears about your growth from them. Why it works. Proximity equals prestige. Your brain tags status as safety, so you overlook the strings. Reciprocity sneaks in. You feel you owe them discretion, time, and first dibs on your best energy. And because it's labeled mentorship, saying no feels ungrateful. Keep the learning, keep your lane, define scope on day one. I'd love your perspective on stakeholder maps and exec comms. My priority remains the renewal program I lead. Send brief, open recaps to your actual manager. 3 bullets, 1 decision, 1 risk. Visible, not secret. Route special projects to a shared channel so credits live in daylight. Accept feedback. Keep authorship. Great notes. I'll integrate and present Wednesday. Build a plural bench. 2 mentors, different functions, so no one holds the only ladder. Viewer challenge. Open your calendar and color code 1-to-1s. If one person owns more than 30% of your development time, rebalance this week. If that felt delicate, number 1 looks generous in public and edits the credits in private. Number 1, the we that erases names. Quarterly review day, 9:01 a.m., all hands buzz. A leader kicks off. Huge team win on the churn dashboard. We aligned across orgs. Slides roll. The story says we. The bullets say alignment. And the only proper nouns are their initiatives. Your late nights are now a collective glow. Afterward, they DM, I made sure the team got recognition. Translation, they laundered specific credit into abstract virtue and kept the spotlight. Why it works. Crowds blur authorship. In public ceremonies, brains credit the narrator and the person holding the clicker. Social pressure makes you clap instead of correct. Later, when comp and promos hit, the file says, team effort under X's leadership. Break the blur without being that person. Pre-wire attribution before any readout. One slide titled, Owners and Decisions. Names next to outcomes and dates. Offer it as a service. This helps cross-org follow-ups. In the room, speak once. Clean and calm. Call out, Maya, me, led the cohort model. Jordan owned infra. Priya handled QA. Ready for Q&A. After the meeting, post a recap with links to artifacts carrying bylines. When someone says amazing alignment, reply, agree, linking owners above for follow-ups. You didn't fight the we, you put names on the work. Callback tapestry. Guard your why, number 8. Your seat, number 7. Your sender line, number 6. Your vacation baseline, number 5. Your scorecards, number 4. And your story rights, numbers 3, 9, 10. Politics is just narrative with a calendar. Write yours first. That's it for today. If this helped, tap like. New drops soon. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.